if anyone is keeping this strange argument, this gaslighting argument by the mainstream media going with Winston Peters, it is the mainstream media themselves. Mr. Peters is a master at this, taking in the negative energy of those who simply don't like him because he's not like them. There is no doubt, let me just say definitively, whatever you want to call it, when a government gives news organisations, it's actually more than $100 million, and it's still going on through New Zealand On Air. A whole lot of announcements made yesterday for the funding of journalistic endeavour that require those people to make certain editorial decisions in keeping with certain philosophies about things like diversity and the Treaty of Waitangi. There is no doubt this is bribery to achieve an end, a political end or a social end. That's what New Zealand On Air does. That's what the Public Interest Journalism Fund was designed to do. And the mainstream media took the money, they gagged for it, and they signed whatever was put in front of them. I don't know if the bribe worked, but it was there, and it is a bribe, and it is a unbelievable act of gaslighting for those who have benefited from that bribe to run round saying it wasn't. Facts matter, and the facts are clear. The Public Interest Journalism Fund was a free gift to media, millions of dollars in many cases, if they adhered to the government's interpretation of the principles of the Treaty of Waitangi. If in the running of their businesses they embrace the spirit of the Treaty of Waitangi, even though those businesses are not signatories to it. It created an atmosphere where we could not have a debate, a proper public debate about those issues, because all the state-funded news media would do would scream racist at anyone who stepped outside the woke view. Jack Tame on with Heather Duplessis-Allen yesterday on News Talk ZB. Jack admitted he hadn't signed a contract for the money, and he didn't even know what was in the contracts. By the way, I think $1 million or so goes to Jack's TV program from New Zealand On Air yesterday. We also had, I think, an admission of how bent the whole system was. Former Kids TV presenter turned television impresario Andrew Shaw, one of the board members of New Zealand On Air, resigned yesterday after coming out on social media and basically saying, I hate National Actor and New Zealand First. I'm a Labour supporter. Well, like we didn't know. How else do you get a position doling out hundreds of millions of dollars to propagandists without being a Labour Party supporter? So this is gaslighting at its most extreme, but I still urge you to find your news somewhere else. The weird obsession of Agenda Lynch and now Jason Walls, who said that Winston Peters was sounding off. Jason, he wasn't. He's speaking facts, mate. And the liberal lovey journalists will wring their hands and find news sources where we're talking about what's really happening in this country and how you might respond to it.